Everybody, welcome to another episode of Crypto Beard, the channel devoted to keeping you in the know with everything that's happening in the crypto sphere. My name is Devin, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the history of Bitcoin, what it's done previously, and where it's going in the future. I feel like this is such a needed video because right now, in times like these, it's so easy to look and get discouraged and just be like, I quit, I'm throwing in the towel. But that is not the thing to do, guys. That is not the wise move, especially if you got in at like $60,000 for one. My condolences. Just hold on, take a deep breath. I'm here for you, and I want you to know that it is still okay. It's still going to be all right. There's still money to be made. You will recover from this if you are willing to stick it out and have the patience and presence of mind to listen to the evidence that I'm about to give you. And so before we get into that, let me give you just a brief overview of opportunities that I have missed out on because I'm only looking at things in the moment. So let me tell you, back in 2013, I was thinking about getting into Bitcoin mining. I'd heard about Bitcoin a while before that, actually not too long after the creation of it. Back in like 2010 is when I, had really spent a little bit of time to think about Bitcoin. And heard about blockchain. Didn't really pay any attention to what it could do, even though some people that I knew were like, oh yeah, this can really switch things up, this could really change everything. And I just didn't pay any attention to it. And I thought, well, that's nice, but we'll see what happens. Fast forward to 2013, Bitcoin goes up. It's up over $800, and I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. This is an opportunity that I need to get in on. And so we look at getting a miner. I'd even talked to my father about it, like, hey, do you want to get involved with me in mining? We'll do it. And so we're gung-ho. We're about to order our miner, knowing that it's going to take like 3 months for it to get here, for us to actually start mining. And then Mt. Gox happens, and I decide to pull the plug on the order and just say, well, you know what, no, this is it's too speculative, I don't want to do this. And so I pull the plug on it, evacuate. And what happens, guys? Well, we all know the story from there. Bitcoin went up tremendously in the future. Now, was there a long period of lull? Yes. And let's look at that chart right now. So you can see from this chart that it's not a smooth ride, right? The ride that Bitcoin is on, the wave, the things that it does, it's not like easy going. No, it is, accelerate to the max and then fall off a cliff. This is the cycle. But as you can see, there's this continual upward momentum that over the history of Bitcoin, it's been cataclysmic. I mean, it's still the number one best producing asset when you look in comparison to anything else. So with that said, guys, where do we think Bitcoin is going? We've seen the highs like back in 2017 where it was up to almost $20,000 coin, falls off, drops down, goes down to $3,000. Actually, I think it went a little less, but then you saw it bounce right back up and retake those highs and then go up 300x the previous highs, actually over 300% the previous highs. So I said 300x, I meant 300%. But you can see that the fundamentals behind Bitcoin is what carries it forward, is what carries it onto the top. And so during these big pumps, we have a massive amount of adoption, people coming on because they are hyped about what Bitcoin offers. They learn about decentralization, they get super pumped, and then what happens? We get this massive wave of adoption, and then something happens, and boom, people get scared. What do? What do people do when they get scared? They go to what they know, so they abandon Bitcoin and they run for the hills. They run back to cash, they run back to other more familiar things. And that leaves some people standing with the bag, except if they are willing to wait it out. Now, I'm involved in real estate. That's my primary occupation right now. And so I've told people, everyone that I've helped before buy a house, here's what you're going to do. All right. If you're worried about, am I going to lose money on this? You're not going to lose money if you're willing to stay in this house long enough to ride out any wave that comes. What do I mean? I mean, typically in real estate, things will dip down. If there's an like say there's a 2008 housing bubble burst, boom, terrible, right? Terrible, right? Well, if you would just wait 10 years, 8 to 10 years, boom, market goes back up and goes higher than what it was previously. So you in effect will lose nothing if you are willing to wait it out. Now, while some people may be like, well, yeah, that kind of stinks though. Yes, it does kind of stink, but it is the truth. The truth is you lose nothing if you are patient. So the same is true of Bitcoin. With that said, where do we think Bitcoin is going? Well, I would say within the next 9 to 36 months, and I know that's a broad variable, but Bitcoin is an interesting asset. All right, it's really not easy to gauge what is going to happen, you know, what kind of adoption we're going to happen, and what the reaction is going to be like when inflation continue to hit other markets. And so I think that we're going to see Bitcoin in that amount of time go up above 80,000, crest over 85,000, and then it'll probably go back down a little bit before we have another bull run. I don't know if it's going to hit $100,000 in the next cycle, but judging from what I see, I think it is a very, very safe estimate to say that it's going to hit over 80,000. Now, if you look at that and you look at where we're at now, that's 400%. That is phenomenal. So that's the opportunity that you have right now. You have the opportunity to get into something and make 400%. Now, if you're already into Bitcoin, great. Maybe you can get some more at its cheapest, or maybe you can't. Maybe you're just, living on a prayer and you said, hey, look, I put my savings into this and I don't know what's going to happen. Just hold on. All right. The best thing that you can do is not do anything right now. Because if you were to do something, the likelihood that you will lose what you had in equity and in, future equity is highly likely. So with that said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Hopefully it was encouraging and inspiring as far as what the future holds. I know right now there's a lot of discouragement, and hey, I get it. I've taken some losses too. But the one thing that keeps me going is remembering what has happened in previous cycles, where even though I'm down, I know that I'm probably going to edge up and make even higher gains. And that's why I want to go ahead and dollar cost average in. That's why I want to get into things right now and encourage you on what to get into, because there are some amazing deals. So it's a great time to up our education, to up our understanding of what is happening in this space, and take advantage of the opportunities that are given to us. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you had, go ahead and give us a like, share, and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date on all the content that we are releasing every day. Look forward to catching you guys on the next one. We'll see ya. Peace.